Good morning, YouTube family and friends. This would be day 2 or the continuation of getting the ceiling up to par. Remember yesterday we did the mud work, we skimmed, we primed, we did everything else. And today we sanding, level 5ing, and painting. All right, so the sanding part is done because this sander makes too much noise, way too much noise, and I just went ahead and got it sanded. See, I got the dust mask. Folks keep asking me why the heck don't I wear a dust mask. I do, but most of the time when I'm doing it, you don't get caught on camera. But I do have a whole box of these things, and I do use them. And we advise if you're doing any kind of work like this, please wear your dust mask. It's important. All right, so let me turn the camera around now and show you what I did so far this morning. Because like I said, this is day 2 of getting the ceiling updated. There's my sander. This is what does most of the work. There's my vacuum that's attached to the sander to catch all of the dust. Now the ceiling, there it is. It's sanded, and if you look, you'll see some pencil mark in the ceiling. It's where I came with my, I have a light that I shine on my ceiling just to see if there's any imperfection. And after I caught a couple of imperfection, I circle it with my pencil or the back of my 6-inch blade, and then I just went ahead and correct those errors or whatever was just not looking right. I circled it. Then this morning I actually applied just a thin layer of mud over those spots, used my heating gun to dry those spots, which is my Titan heating gun here. So we dry all of those spots, and once they all dried up, we got our sanding in progress, sand it all down, and we even use a sanding sponge just to catch some of the corners. In our field, we call it the angles, just to make sure all of these are good, nicely sanded, nicely clean. There's no boogers, there's no lines, there's no nothing on these corners and angles. And now what we're finna do is get ready to do the priming. And if you remember yesterday I said the priming, what we call a level 5, which is just the primer mixed with mud. The consistency of what you'll use will depend on how thick you want it. I don't want it very thick because this is a very good seal, and I did the work myself, so I know it's good. Nothing there to surprise me once I start putting the level 5 on. So if there's any little scratches that I missed, this is what the level 5 will do. It will actually, just cover those little small imperfections. And even after that, if there's anything else that I'm seeing once that level 5 is dried up, we'll just take a mud knife and just go back and fix any little thing that we see thereafter. All right, so let me get ready now to get into my primer or level 5, whichever one you want to call it, and get started. So like I said, thank you for joining me again today. This is day 2, the continuation of getting the ceiling up to par. All right. Now that didn't take long, did it? All right, so that's it for this big roller. All right, so that's what we use to put the layer on the ceiling, the level 5. Remember, again, it's the primer and the mud mixed together. Kind of like you put 2 of your blades, 2 scoop into like a half of, 2 scoop per gallon. That'd probably be an easy way to get you to understand. You take your 6-inch blade and you make 2 generous scoop. And you want 2 scoop of your 6-inch blade per 1 gallon of your primer. So however much gallon of primer you got in your 5-gallon bucket, you understand how to do the ratio. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the weenie roller to catch the corners or the angles. All right. All right, so this is our weenie roller nap here, which is a 1/2 inch. The thickness of it is a 1/2 inch, and it's called a weenie roller. And we're gonna use this to go around all the corners, which we call in our field the angles. All right, so it fits on this just the same, just like the regular nap. And we're just gonna use it to get all of these angles. So everything has a little bit of that level 5. It doesn't put too much up there. Or you can just use a brush to do the same thing, but this works just as good. Works even faster. All right, so just over the vent of the very top. You don't want to hit the roller. You don't want to use a roller right there because it's going to hit the vent. And I'm not going to take the vent off. I'm just using my brush and cut it in. Because it's just a little space right above the vent right here. So what the brush just did, you could have used that brush to do the entire thing that I did with the wing roller. But to me, I like the stipple from the roller. That little, it's like a slight texture, what we call stipple in this field. So I like the stipple from the roller. That's why I use a roller in the angles or in the corners, okay? All right, so that's pretty much it. So that's what it looked like. It's now level 5. It's level 5 or prime, but we call this level 5. Okay. Yeah, and you'll get a nice smooth finish on your ceiling. And so we're gonna let this dry for about an hour or so. I don't know what, probably about an hour and a half. Let it dry real good, and then I'll come back with the paint. And I'm using I have two kind of paint here. I have the Lowe's ceiling paint, which is a premium plus ceiling paint, and I also have about a half of a 5 gallon of Lowe's, not Lowe's, Benjamin Moore. So I probably saved the Benjamin Moore for inside the living room area because that's a more expensive kind of ceiling paint. So these bedrooms, since they're tucked away in the corner of the house, I'll just use and I don't want to say the Home Depot paint is a cheaper version or whatever. I'm just using what I have and making do and trying to do this on a budget. Remember, the name of my channel is Working on a Budget, trying to get some of these projects done on a budget. So if I have ceiling paint and it's pretty much in decent condition, hey, I'm gonna use it. All right, because it's just ceiling white. It's not gonna win any award. It's just trying to get some white paint in the ceiling. But anyway, that's what I have. I have two different kind. I have Benjamin Moore. I have a half a 5 gallon of Benjamin Moore ceiling paint. I mean a half a 5. And I also have another couple of gallons of Behr Premium Plus ceiling paint. So that much is in there. That's just enough to do that ceiling, and then I'll use whatever I have left over once I'm done with that bedroom ceiling to do this bathroom ceiling here. Remember, I did this yesterday. Let me give you an idea of what it looked like the next day after I bedded it. So here it is. It's been dried. I actually had a fan on it for a couple of hours. I just turned my box fan in this bathroom. I just turned it on because it wasn't drying as fast as possible. So I just turned it on, and now it's all dried up. So now I can go ahead and put a cable sander in here and sand this down, and then I'll skim it and let it dry, and then I'll do the same process in here. I'll do the level 5 with the primer in here, then I'll paint it just like I just did the other bedroom. All right, so now that I'm done with this level 5, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just turn the fan on. I have my box fan here. So I'm gonna just turn it on and let it take care of any drying that need to kind of like speed up the drying. So I can probably get the ceiling paint on it in an hour or so. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So let's get it cranking. All right, and we're gonna let that run for about an hour. And we'll focus on this ceiling now. we'll try to get the sanding process done in here. Got my vacuum, got my sander, a quarter cable, and I got my dust mask on. So see you when I'm done. So got the sealing skim. And if you can see it behind me, it's all skim and it's done. Let me turn the camera around. All right, so there it is, nicely skimmed. All I got to do now is wait for it to dry, and then we'll do the level 5 on it. So we're gonna let the fan do its thing. And since the bedroom ceiling is dry, we're gonna go ahead and do the do on the bedroom ceiling. All right? Bedroom ceiling. Nicely dry. Everything is good. Don't need to do nothing else. Let me give you a close-up on it. Where is it? All right. So now we're gonna go ahead and put paint on it. Now, I could easily well spray the ceiling and back roll it, but that would take a little bit more paint to spray it, okay? So by just rolling it, it's less paint. Plus, I'm not in any hurry. It's my house, no rush. So, ain't got nothing else to do. I roll it. All right, just in case you're thinking, why don't you just spray it and back roll it? Those of y'all painters who are watching, I know what y'all thinking. My house, my time, in no hurry. You know what comes next? I'm gonna put a little wiener roller on it and get those corners or angles going. All right, stay tuned. All right, so that's it for the angles. They're done. The ceiling is done. So can't do much right now. You just gotta wait for it to dry. Look back at it to make sure there's no holidays, nothing missed, pretty much. So now we got the walls, we got the ceiling fans, we got the register, and we got the smoke detector. We're gonna put one in here because the last house we sold, that was part of what we did, and we passed our inspection with no problem. So we always put a smoke detector in all the bedrooms just to make sure that everything works out okay in the end. Can't hurt nothing. So that's it for the painting. We'll just let it dry and then we'll come back and look at it, look it over, and see if we missed anything. All right, well, catch y'all in a little bit. Okay, so that was the, now that you've seen the final product with the painting of the bedroom ceiling, I'll now turn my focus to trying to get the hallway and the bathroom done. It's pretty much the same process, so I'm not going to sit here and try to do another video just showing you the same thing over and over. It's the same thing I'm going to do. I'm going to sand, level 5 prime paint, and we'll do a final review of all 4 ceilings once everything is up and once everything is done and up. So that's pretty much it on how to get your ceiling free from that horrible looking texture that's on the ceiling, which it's a stomp ceiling. So that's how you get it off and get rid of it and go back to a smooth finish ceiling. Now, we want to thank y'all for sticking with us through this process, and thank y'all for subscribing to my channel, or to our channel, Life with the Dixons. There'll be more video upcoming. Like I think what we're doing next, it would be the closet doors. That's probably next on my schedule. So, but thank y'all for sticking with us. Thank y'all for watching. Hopefully y'all watch this to the end so y'all can see this part. But anyway, we want to just say thank y'all for watching, and hope you enjoy, and actually hopefully I've showed a few things that would probably help somebody to at least try this process, and I'm hoping it's not too challenging. This one would be like probably almost a 9 out of 10 to trying to do this process, because it's a little challenging, but it's doable, and just take a small ceiling at a time and trying to perfect the craft that you're doing, and hopefully you don't have to bring in a contractor just to do this part. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and like I always said, love each other, and we'll go further. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.